Hi, this is just a quick video tutorial on showing you how to assemble this lace petal 5. So actually I'm making the medium size, and a lot of you guys are asking if, can you really go very small with this particular petal design? Well, the thing is, because it has an intricate design on it, I would really suggest not to, because you would lose the details, and plus the machines are not that powerful enough yet for us to be able to cut the very fine one. So I would suggest the smallest that you get is like a quarter of, an 8.5 by 11 or larger. So this is, with this flower, I'm only using 6 sheets. How do I lay out it? Simple. Just this way. And if you are using your Cricut, all you really need to do is to select both on your design space and then click attach to really hold the two together when you cut it. And then you're going to position your paper horizontally instead of vertically. So without further ado, let's start. So we have 6 petals per layer. So the first thing that we are going to do is cut a slit. The same principle. The larger the petal, the deeper the slit. So because this is a thick one, I'm cutting 3 at a time instead of 6 at a time. And I would try my hardest to really have an equal slit in here. So the same thing, 3 at a time. And because it's smaller, the slit is shallower. And make sure that it's uniform with your first 3 petals. So because we are going to showcase, the details of our petals, we're not going to curl it on the sides, but instead what we can do to give it a body is just roll your curler around just to have a soft curl of your petal, so it won't just look flat. You have the details, yes, but it doesn't have a body. So we keep the integrity of the details. At the same time, we're keep putting a body to our petal. So simple, just glide your curler, and I would suggest you would use a dowel rod like mine, because it's really helpful and convenient. So that's the second batch. Now let's proceed to our second layer. So the hardest part about this petal is really just the cutting, but we don't really have to worry about it because it's not us that's gonna do the cutting. We just need to lay out this and then cut it with our machine. So once it's cut, it's very simple. You don't need to have a crazy curling method with it, because as I said, we wanted to showcase the details. So now that it's curled, we are now going to glue the flaps together so that we can create a dimension on our petal, the 3D look on it. And I forgot to turn on my glue gun. So anyway, because this is a medium size, I would suggest to use a 4 inches base. I'm using a cardboard. Having a very steady cardboard would really help your process. I made a different mistake before, and I'm using just the ordinary 65-pound cardstock. It didn't help. So just in case you wanted, while waiting for my hot glue to to work, what I would suggest when you are going to make a large one, I would suggest, you know, create a petal that would really occupy the entire A4. So that's you would cut 6 pieces of that. And then the second layer would just be, you know, 2 petals that would fit enough of the A4. So you are only going to use 9 pieces of cardstock together. So I think our glue gun is a bit ready now. I hope so. Not really. So my slit here is almost half of the petal. So when I proceed to my smaller one, it's slightly shallower. So hopefully it's working now. Yay. Next time, we really have to check our things before we start filming a video. Anyway, it is what it is. So it seems like it's working now. I was just checking the food that I'm cooking because my husband is on the way home. And that's what I love about, you know, having my own business. I can work from home and at the same time I can really take care of my family too. Some ladies would prefer to really work in corporate world, and I mean, I've done that, and I think I had enough of working for other people. So be sure that you are gluing the slit uniform for the whole 6 pieces. So that's one thing that I failed to mention before, that, you know, creating a curl on your petal is really necessary, so, you know, it would have a body, not just a flat one with details. So now we're going to move on to our second layer. And as I mentioned on my mini blog on my Instagram, I really would not suggest that you would, because of the details, the maximum layer that you can put, in my opinion, is 2 layers. If you would go beyond that, it would look chaotic for me, especially when you have floppy center. I mean, 2 or 1 layer would, for me, would look elegant, but beyond that it would look so busy because of the details, as you can see. So just gluing the 6 petals, just putting their flaps together, and now we are ready. I really don't think the, oh yeah, it's fine. So 4 inches. So first thing, just glue half of the petal, half of the base, and place it in the opposite direction. The same thing, just half. This way we can ensure that we are going to have an even distribution of petal around our base. So we keep it open here since we're going to sneak this two petals in between and really make sure that we have an even distribution of petals. So I believe we can now glue the petals from behind like so, and do the same thing with this petal here. So now that it's secure, we can now secure this open area. So this other side is still open because we are going to do the same way as the side here. We're going to place our petal in between. So if you are going to make a lace petal flower, I would suggest to use 80 to 111 pound paper, because especially the cutting, if it's too thin, it would just tear the cut and not emphasizing the details. And then we can close this open area here. Like so. Then we can start placing the second layer. We're moving inward. We're not going to worry about the empty center because we're going to put a massive floppy center anyway. So another one here, and now that we have, you know, the basis on where we're going to put our next petals, we don't have to do it the same way as we did on the first layer. We just have to make sure that this petal would be in between the two previous petals of the previous layers. So this third, the fourth, and we can start sealing the open area like so, and then we can continue placing. Hi there. We can continue placing the two remaining petals around our base. So fifth, and then the sixth. Hi. Well, at least they know we're real.
Yeah, right.
It's okay. So again, we're just closing all the open sides the same way as, you know, what we did as the other petals. So I would really suggest, if you have detailed petals like this, to use a fluffy center instead of the flat ones. Although you can use something similar to this, but it's just like so boring. I mean, you have a very nice petal and then you will have, you know, this just a flat bold center. Although this would look good in different flower design, but on this lace petal, I would suggest to put, you know, something more fluffy, similar to this one. I already made a tutorial on this particular fluffy center. I would share it on my YouTube in public. So all I just gotta do here is to put a good amount of glue around the base of my center. Be generous, because especially with this center, it's a bit heavy, and if you don't, you know, put enough glue on it, there might be a tendency that it would fall off from your flower. So that's it. That is how our lace petal number 5, you know, was assembled. As I said, you know, I would suggest don't go too crazy small with this particular petal design. It would not look good. I tried it several times. I mean, wouldn't it be too cute to have like 5 inches flower with this detail, right? But the thing is, I think Cricut and Silhouette are still working on, you know, the way how their machines are cutting the details. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.